Well, when I was first approached to have U.S. cops come and fill in the police department, of course, any administrator thinks, wait, you know, the times that we live in right now over the last decade or so of the negative publicity that law enforcement officers receive, you know, you're hesitant. After I saw some of their work online and saw that they were legitimate in wanting to highlight what police officers actually do on a day-to-day basis, it was an easy process for us to agree to let them do that. And since they've been here for a couple of seasons and I've seen the response from the public, I've heard the response, I've received emails, phone calls, of course people flag me down at lunch and all throughout the day when I'm out in the public telling me that they actually watched the series and they're very impressed with our officers and the professionalism that they've shown. It's been one of the better decisions that I've made, and I would certainly recommend it to any law enforcement administrator to give them a shot and let them see how that they can show your public exactly what police officers are actually doing on a day-to-day basis.
The Oxford Police Department's experienced several benefits with having U.S. cops at the police department. One is our recruiting numbers have, our number of applicants has went up, and I think that's in direct correlation to having U.S. cops here. They will get on the YouTube series, take a look at the videos and see what we do, what kind of special components we have to the police department, and they'll get in touch with us and inquire about employment. So that helps our recruiting team out tremendously, because we don't have to go out now and set up at venues to, we still do, but we get a lot more applicants now because we have the YouTube series up and going and they're actually in touch with us. The other benefit is the citizens and visitors of Oxford actually get to see what we do outside of the high speed, high chase, you know, the high intensity type calls. There's a lot of special operations type components with the police department that I don't think a lot of people would have been able to see if it wouldn't have been for U.S. cops. So it's nice for people to see all aspects of the police department and also to be able to break that barrier between, you know, police officers, they're just always high speed and fighting somebody, and to actually see us interacting with families and people just as normal people, which is what we are. So that's actually very important for me from a viewer's perspective to see that kind of stuff.
As captain of the patrol division, U.S. cops has impacted us pretty much on a daily basis. I'll get a phone call or an email or sometimes an actual written letter telling us the quality of our officers, how well they are with the public, with the community, how much they enjoy the program, and it's kind of also a return on our officers' part. They enjoy the interaction with the community, seeing what they do out there through the YouTube series. I think it just helps people who don't see us on a daily basis see how we interact with the community and all the facets that we serve besides just enforcing the law.
From an administrative perspective, it doesn't take much to put the U.S. cops team in a car. But it didn't take us long at all with U.S. cops to understand that they're not going to be in the way, they're not time consuming. They're going to come out, they're going to record everything, and they're kind of unnoticeable after they've been riding with you for a couple of days. I mean, you're going to notice somebody with a big camera and a light on it or whatever, but they actually become part of the team, and they're not in the way, they're not time consuming, they're not framing any scenes. So it's really nice to have those guys in the vehicle with us to be able to help out and actually record what they need to. Another benefit from my perspective, having U.S. cops here, is the special operations components we have at the police department. A lot of people don't get to see those. We're kind of behind the scenes, and a lot of times we'll respond when we get calls. Some of our special operations units, they pretty much only respond when they get called out. So it's nice to have the U.S. cops production team here to record those special events, be it training or an actual call out, so people can see what special operations components we do have at the Oxford Police Department. You know, aviation, our emergency services unit, technical services, which we have our robots and drones, those kind of things. So it's really nice that everybody can now step back and say, hey, I didn't realize that Oxford had those kind of components. And we serve, we're a multi-jurisdictional support agency, so we serve East Central Alabama, and we're all over the place, and a lot of people don't even realize that.
So I would highly recommend other agencies participate with U.S. cops. It puts a face to maybe just the name somebody has, and a lot of times the general community don't interact with the local department that much. Maybe a traffic stop or the scene of an accident, or they get called out because they're taking a report. This way they can actually see what officers do almost on a daily basis and how they interact with people in the community, and basically shows that they are actually people and it's not just somebody in a uniform. It's an actual person there that's trying their best to help the community they live in.
I would highly recommend any agency give consideration to the U.S. Cops production team and try to incorporate them into your agency to do some recording. It is a very different perspective than what a lot of similar shows in the past have portrayed for law enforcement in the United States. And again, the thing that I love most about U.S. Cops is they're going to portray what we actually do. It's not framed, it's not set up, it's not overly edited or anything. It's just a raw day-to-day operation of what that officer or officers go through while they're on calls and even while they're not at work. We've actually been able to experience some footage like that. So I would highly recommend anybody, any agency, get in touch with U.S. Cops and have them incorporated into your agency. I promise you the benefits are going to outweigh the bad.